Hello dreamers! Welcome back to my studio. Today I'm going to draw something special. I am going to attempt the Redraw challenge. 4 years ago, I decided to pursue illustration more seriously. What has been just a hobby for many years suddenly became my personal challenge and my ultimate career goal. My style and technique has changed a lot in the past 4 years, so I'm curious to see the outcome. I've decided to select the illustration that started my very first collaboration with Vectornator. Let me introduce you to Paris. As usual, I start with a simple sketch. Whenever I have an idea, I scribble it on my iPad. I always use a soft pencil brush in bright colors to separate objects in my composition. For this version, I wanted to add more natural elements to the background and the foreground, to give it more depth. At this stage, I also take some time to decide which colors I want to use. I just select my favorites and add them on top of the sketch with a big brush. It looks a bit messy, but I don't need to be precise here. I just need to add patches of colors and check how they look next to each other. And now it's time to open my sketch in Vectornator. Once I've imported my sketch and lowered its opacity, I can start drawing vector shapes on the layer below. You will see that sometimes I hide and show the sketch layer to check how my drawing is coming together without my guidelines. Now that my workspace is ready, I can grab the pen tool and start drawing. With this tool I can create any custom shape. And this part of the process is basically just retracing my sketch with the pen tool until I've recreated all the shapes that compose my illustration. So make yourself comfortable because it will take a while. While I keep adding shapes and colors to the artboard, I'd like to share with you the story behind this illustration. Growing up, I've been reading and breathing Greek and Roman mythology books, both in school and at home. I've always been fascinated by the tales of the great heroes and the mighty gods of Olympus. These stories have inspired me ever since. You might be familiar with the tale of the golden apple. If not, I'm here to tell you more about it. One day, young Paris, a common farmer boy, is taking a nap in a forest when a golden apple falls in his lap, waking him from his sleep. On the apple, he can read these words, "To the most beautiful." Suddenly, 3 beautiful goddesses appear in front of him: Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. Each one of them wants the prize for themselves and to be appointed as the most beautiful among the gods. So they try to bribe young Paris with great rewards in exchange for his favor. He decides to offer the apple to Aphrodite, who promised him the love of the most beautiful woman in the world. Turns out, young Paris is in fact a prince, and the woman in question is fair Helen, Queen of Sparta. Their love will bring the fall of one of the most powerful cities in the continent, the city of Troy. I think you know the rest. If you were Paris, would you have chosen the same fate? Or would you have preferred power and wisdom over love? I think that if Paris was a modern woman, she wouldn't fall for the empty promises of the goddesses. The Paris I imagine would take the future into her own hands and would simply bite the apple herself. She would spite the vengeful gods, for sure, but she would have kept freedom to choose her own destiny. To add some depth to the scene, I'm adding some shadows here and there. You will notice that adding shadows makes a lot of difference in an illustration. The way I do it is very simple. I use the pen tool, again, to add shapes that follow the main body and color these shapes in lilac. Then I group all the lilac shapes and change their blending mode from normal to multiply. With this technique, I can add soft shadows with a very nice tint to them. If shadows are needed to add depth to your art, lights are what will make it spark with magic. Just like I did for shadows, I changed the blending mode of these circles from normal to overlay. Last touch to this illustration is to add the gold texture to the apple. I select an image from Google Images and apply it to the shape using the mask tool. It's a very simple trick, but it makes a lot of difference. Look at how shiny and smooth the apple is now. And this is the final result. I'm very pleased with the outcome of this challenge. I think you can clearly see how my style and technique has improved in the past 4 years. I am still in love with the original piece. I think it is simple and yet very charming, but the new illustration has additional details and most importantly, it represents my current style a lot more. I am glad I could share this story with you today. If you wish, we can explore more pages of the epic adventures of heroes and gods in the future. And rest assured that I will add my own twist to the story. See you soon!